Hi guys, my name is Bobby. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you kind of like my plans for the month of July. So, as I said in my June kind of tentative TBR, that I am really slumping really bad right now. My mental health hasn't been that good. There's still a lot of stress going on in my life, both personal and work. Work is just getting worse by the day, I swear. So, when I'm stressed, I don't read. Now, in July, I want to try to get back into it. I want to take baby steps. I don't want to force myself. But I am getting the FOMO. Like, I'm watching everybody's videos and I miss the community a lot, and I've been rather absent, and it's really starting to bug me because, while I still talk to my friends and stuff like that, it's not the same when you're not reading as well. And when they're reading things that you're kind of interested in or whatever, but you know that you're just not going to get through it, it's really frustrating. So I'm not necessarily making a TBR per se. This is more like July plans, but I'm going to pick a couple things that I want to read or that are kind of on my radar. Now, July is my birthday month. My birthday is July 10th, so it's coming up in like 2 weeks. So for me, like, I get seasonal depression in the summer. I hate the summer. I am a fall person, and winter, fall especially. The sun, like when it's sunny all the time and it's warm all the time, I get depressed. I just want to hide in my room. I don't want to go out. I do not like being hot. I don't like hot weather. It instantly start sweating, instantly get uncomfortable. I am a big-breasted girl. Boob sweat is a thing, and it's disgusting and it's uncomfortable. So I don't like the heat. I don't like hot climates. This is why I live in Washington. Very rarely do we get super hot here. So for me, I tend to get seasonal depression, even though my birthday is right smack dab in the middle of summer. So I always take vacation the week of my birthday. I am this time as well. I'm going to try to do something fun. Like, I'm going to go have a sleepover with my best friend. It's something we always usually do whenever I take a vacation of any kind that I'm not going anywhere. I always go over to her house and spend the night, and we go out and have drinks and food and all that and just act like teenagers. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I kind of forget about everything else going on. And thankfully, even though work has been shit lately and we are so short-staffed, my new boss has been really cool, and he's like, take your fucking vacation. He's like, don't worry about it. But I do, because in my position, I do worry about it because I had to train somebody brand new. She's worked in the store for a while, but to do my job, like, I had to train her in the past couple weeks. So that makes me nervous because there's a lot to learn and it's a lot of money handling, and she's doing great, but it still makes me nervous because it's like, I don't want her to get stressed out or overwhelmed, and, she doesn't want to bother me because I'm not working. It's a thing. So what I've discovered is, especially in the past like month, I have not finished a book since mid to late May. And I think it's because I need to really clean out my shelves. I think my shelves need an overhaul. If I look at my shelves now, my unread books, there's not many on there that immediately jump out at me as like something I want to read that right now. I have a lot of books that were gifts from like Christmas and stuff like that. And while some of them, like looking at them, I know I really want to read them at some point, I don't want to right now. And with the slump that I'm in, I know if I pick up certain books that might be a little bit more challenging for me or like outside of my comfort zone, that I'm going to end up DNFing them or putting them down and being like, screw it, just donating them. I don't want to get back into that habit. I want to like pick up something that I'm really excited about and like take it really slow. So usually the way to do that is new books, new blood, like getting something new on my shelves or in my possession. So I know for sure, more than likely, my husband will get me, or either give me cash or give me $100 gift card to buy books for my birthday. He almost always does, which is nice. Or I just send him my wish list, either or, because that's all it is books pretty much. And I think that'll help, hopefully, because it kind of already has. So knowing that my birthday's coming up, both Rachel, Cassidy, and Mel have all bought me early presents, and all of them have come except for Mel's, because Mel pre-ordered me the new Lisa Jewell that's coming up, which is the sequel to The Family Upstairs, and I'm really excited about it. And like she said, she goes, well, it's a thriller or thriller-ish, and it's one that I know you'll actually like, because I've read almost all of Lisa Jewell's books, and I like most of them. Nothing has been lower than a 3-star. They're not stellar 5 stars, but The Family Upstairs was one of my favorites, and so this is called The Family Remains, and it's coming out August like 7th or something, beginning of August. So she pre-ordered that for me, which she's like, damn it, because now it's going to be late. And she's like, so your present's going to be late. Like, I pre-ordered it. So I was like looking and I said, did you happen to pre-order me the new Lisa Jewell? And she was like, why? I'm like, because it'll more than likely be a book of the month choice. It might not be a book of the month pick for the month of August, but it'll be like an extra add-on, like they did with Riley Sager's new book for this month. It'll just be an extra you can add on. And I said, I would 1000% add it. But if you've pre-ordered it for me, I'm not going to add it, obviously. So I'm just knowing that I just want to know for reference so that I don't end up with 2 copies unnecessarily. And she was like, yes. I'm like, okay. It's like, sorry, I didn't mean to ruin the surprise. But the books that both Rachel and Cassidy got me have arrived. And one of them is The Bladed Faith by David Dalglish, I think. And this is one that's kind of been on my radar. It's a revenge story. It's, what's his name? Cyrus. It's about a boy named Cyrus. In the first chapter, he's 14 years old. He's the prince of this kingdom. He's standing there with one of like his parents' like special guards. And he's talking about, he's watching this battle unfold. They're being invaded. And there is these 2 gods, a male and a female. I can't remember their names because they're kind of fancy. Are fighting on the fields with them, and they have priests and stuff like that are like fight with them and like are really tied into the magic of the gods and stuff like that, and they worship them exclusively, and it's really cool. And each god has their own like kind of group of warriors as well. And he watches the female god get injured and the male god get slain by these like super soldiers. So he's like, shit. And he watches his parents get murdered and he gets taken as prisoner, as like a political prisoner. And so this story is about him getting out of that situation and getting with the rebellion and training to be like an assassin who wears this mask apparently. So I have a feeling there's something about the mask that's not going to be quite kosher. Like it's might be magic based, almost like the Jim Carrey's The Mask kind of thing, possibly. I started it because I got it and I'm like, this is something I really want to read. It's a revenge story, which I love revenge stories. I love The Rage of Dragons, stuff like that. And the training somebody up, and if the training is on page and this person isn't just magically great at everything, I also enjoy that a lot. So I got a wild hair at my ass the other day. I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to try reading. So I read the first like 2 pages of this physically. And I was like, yeah, the physical isn't going to work. So I had a couple Audible credits. So I got it on Audible and I listened to the first 82 pages. I'm on chapter 8. So I did make some progress in it. And this book isn't that long. It's only 460 pages or so. So I updated Goodreads. It posted on Twitter. Mel was like, oh my God, you're reading. I'm like, shh, don't scare it away. You might talk about too much. You might scare it away because it's been over a month. It's been a month and a half now. So today, I think I'm going to pick this back up. Yesterday and the day before, I didn't read at all. I had no desire to. I was really tired. One of the days I was hungover because bad decisions were made. The other day I was just really tired. I was just wiped out from work. So I'm not going to push myself. I'm not going to force myself. If I want to, I'm going to, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm hoping I'll slowly get back into the rhythm. But I think having a fresh book on my shelf that I've seen this around. I've seen it on Goodreads. It's been on my want to read. It's been on my wish list. And I think it was just having it in my possession and being like, okay, I really want to read this and I'm excited to have it, would kind of help motivate me to like, okay, like let's get back into the reading without going like, ugh, I don't really want to. And like kind of pushing away all the stress, anxiety, and depression shit and like getting back into it. So I'm tentatively happy that we're starting to creep back in. So this one I'm hoping to finish in July because I've started it. It's not going to be done in June. June, there will be no June wrap up because I have not finished a damn thing. So there was this one. And then Rachel got me the Icazar Falcon by K.S. Veloso. This is book 2. Book 1 is The Wolf of Warren Yarrow, which I absolutely loved. This is a thick fucking bitch. It's almost 600 pages. This is book 2. I will be listening on audio. The audiobook's on Audible. The only thing is that book 3 is out, but there is no audiobook for it yet. And I love the audiobook for the book 1. So I'm hesitant to read this one because once I listen to it, I know I'm going to want to read book 3. And there's no audiobook for it yet. And there's no timeline. So I don't know when it's coming. From what I heard, somebody had said that it's coming. It's in production, it's in process, but K.S. Veloso is an indie author. This is an Orbit published book, so I think she was picked up. So I think it's just slower moving. She is a Filipino descent, and this is based a lot on Filipino lore. It's the name of the trilogy is the Chronicles of the Bitch Queen. So it's about a woman who's queen, and she's considered a bitch because she won't let the men take over or steamroll her. She got married to somebody from a different clan. They got along. Everything was great. She got pregnant. They have a son. And then all of a sudden he disappeared on their wedding day, or right after they got married. Shortly thereafter. And then one day she gets a note or a letter saying that he wants to meet up with her to discuss either getting back together, separating for good, figuring out their kingdom, which is great for her because all of the other clans in her kingdom are getting restless and want to overthrow her. So she goes to this other land, which is like neutral territory, meets up with her husband. He got a letter from her saying that she wanted to meet up with them. It was a trap for the both of them. They get separated. People end up dying. She ends up lost in this city that she doesn't know what it is or she doesn't know anybody in the city. She knows where she is, but she doesn't know anybody in the city. Nobody believes that she is who she says she is. She's lost contact with all of her people. It gets kind of twisty turny. She meets this thief in the middle of it, and he ends up helping her out. It's a really cool fantasy story, and I really liked it. The only thing I didn't like about The Wolf of Warren Yarrow is her heavy focus on her son. While I am a mother and I don't care if there's children in stories, her son is not on page like as a present character. He is back in her homeland, and the only time he has any like speaking or dialogue is at the very beginning of the book before she leaves. But her main focus is not like, I want to save my kingdom. It's like everything's about my son, which I understand. You just don't need to mention it every 5 seconds. Whenever somebody talks to you, you don't need to be like, oh, it's for my son. We get it. But other than that, absolutely loved book 1. So I'm excited for this one too. So having this in my hands, I was like, ooh, yes. And this is a trilogy I'll definitely keep. I really enjoyed the first one. So it kind of got me excited to read again. So these two, this one for sure, because I've already started it and I'm enjoying it. And this one might be one I pick up. I just really want book 3 to have an audio first. But if The Bladed Faith goes well, I might just move on to this one because I know I'm going to like this one because I loved the first one. So we'll see how it goes. But so far, that is it for my July plans. I'm just planning to pick up a book when I want to read it. Hopefully get some new books on my shelves as I can. I'm trying not to spend a lot of extra frivolous money at the moment. I've got my daughter going into high school next year, and there's a whole bunch of fees attached to that, and just trying to get caught up on other things. So not that I'm on a book buying ban, but it's kind of like one of those where if I don't know if it's like buyer's remorse. Like I've gone to buy books a couple of times, and like I got extra money on my paycheck a couple of weeks ago and was like, I'm going to buy books with the extra. And like I had books in my cart and I'm looking at it and it was like $78 worth, and it was only 4 books, and I'm sitting there going, is it really worth it? When you can maybe try to find them at your library, or, you're not really reading right now. Like, should you? And so I didn't even buy them. So I need to get out of that headspace and make and I'm pretty sure my husband will get me some, or just be like, here, and let me go book shopping for my birthday like he usually does. So I think that's going to be the key to try to quash this stupid reading slump, is to get some new blood on my shelves. I just did my book of the month pick, which I'm kind of because July being my birthday month, you get a free add-on for the month of your birthday. So it's like, hopefully there's a good book in the July book picks that I can pick so that I can just get an add-on, so I can get my free add-on. So I'm looking at the July books and none of them really jumped out at me. The new Blake Crouch, yeah, that's his name. He wrote Recursion and Dark Matter. His new book is a pick for the July month, is a pick for July. While it sounded interesting, Dark Matter was for me, and I didn't read Recursion, so I was like, I know I probably wouldn't get to it, and it would sit on my shelf forever, so I didn't pick that one. I ended up picking You're Invited, which is a thriller by an Asian author. I believe she's Sri Lankan because I looked at her previous book, which took place in Sri Lanka, and this book, I think it's about a wedding, takes place in Sri Lanka. It's a psychological thriller about a girl whose best friend she hadn't talked to. It's been radio silence for years, but gets an invite to her wedding. So she shows up to this wedding and realizes that her old best friend is marrying one of her ex-boyfriends, one of the main character's ex-boyfriends. So she wants to stop the wedding pretty much. And there's a whole bunch of other, weird guests or guests with secrets, all this stuff. The bride ends up disappearing. She might be murdered. All signs point to our main character. Kind of like one of those psychological thrillers that takes place at a wedding, a destination wedding. While I did not like Lucy Foley's The Wedding Guest or The Guest List or whatever the fuck it is, I hated that book. I'm hopeful this one's better. And then the add-on I ended up getting was Ruth Ware's new book, The It Girl, which I don't know why I did that. I mean, it sounds really good. And this is the issue. It sounds really lovely. Lovely. It's a thriller that takes place in a college and there's a death and a friend group. Dark academia vibes. I did not like what is it? The last one with the snow. I listened to it on audio and DNF'd it. It was so fucking stupid. Didn't like that one. Did not like, what's the other one? Not Lock Every Door. That's that stupid Riley Sager book. Turn of the Key. That one was kind of dumb. I liked The Woman in Cabin 10, kind of, but I haven't read any more of hers. Like The Woman in Cabin 10 I got from Book of the Month when I first subscribed to it like 4 or 5 years ago and enjoyed it. It was okay. It was 3 stars. I'm hoping this one delivers. I know it sounds interesting, so I'm going to give it a shot. But that's it. Those are my reading plans tentatively. Like, just going to kind of mood read and very baby step my way out of this slump. Otherwise, I'll just go backwards 10 steps. Let me know what you guys are reading in the month of July. Let me know what you guys read in the month of June in the comments below. If there's anything good that you read, because, I didn't read anything, so I'm not going to post a wrap up, of course. If there's any readathons going on, I probably won't participate. I'm going to try to participate in Rachel's, which is like self-pubbed fantasy, like towards the end of July. We'll see how my slump is going, but I'm going to try to participate in that if I can. It's a week-long readathon at the end of July. Check out her Instagram or Mel or Cass's July TBRs for the details. They have it in their videos. But that's it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.